Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Young here, and today I'm back in our Fortnite video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys the editing settings that you guys want to change. That's going to help you guys edit a lot faster and help you guys edit a lot more consistently in this game. So if you guys are looking for some very good editing settings and just my suggestions when it comes to editing a lot faster, this is definitely the video for you. And real quick, before we get into the video, I have a V-Buck giveaway. I'm going to be giving away V-Bucks every single Friday. So if you guys want to enter this giveaway and win some free V-Bucks, all you guys have to do is to drop a like on this video. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure you guys do turn on those post notifications so you guys get notified for every single new video. And lastly, comment down below either your Xbox gamer tag, your PSN gamer tag, or Epic account, and you guys will be automatically entered into the next giveaway. And also, if you guys like to support me in the item shop, all you guys have to do is go down to the bottom, click on support a creator, type in my code. My creator code is Young Humor, and you guys will have me added and supported as a creator. And alright guys, let's get right to the video. Alright, so in this video, I wanted to give you guys some really good settings that you guys should change that I really think is going to help you guys out a ton when it comes to editing a lot quicker and also editing a lot more consistently, because I think consistency is probably the most important thing in the game when it comes to aiming, building, editing, or anything in between. Consistency is going to be the #1 thing that helps you out when it comes to winning very easily in games, winning over and over again. That is going to be the key thing you need to focus on. So I want to show you guys some very easy things that you can change in your settings that is really going to boost your editing speed and also your consistency when it comes to editing in this game. Alright, so going into the settings that I have, the first thing that I highly recommend you guys do or change to your settings is going to be having a higher editing sensitivity. And I want to explain the exact reason in which you want to have a higher one as opposed to like a medium or lower one. Obviously, a 2.4 is definitely on the high end. And of course, like I've said in a lot of my videos, the X and Y sensitivity, so for mine, it's 45%, directly correlates to your building multiplier. So your multiplier basically multiplies your regular sense times whatever you have it on. So a 45%, and then it's 2.4 times faster than that. So I have a 2.4, I do play on a little bit on the high end. And of course, with skill-based matchmaking, and a lot of players that I go against just build all over the place, they edit all over the place. So that's why I have a very, very high editing sensitivity. I probably wouldn't recommend you guys have the exact same, but the reason why you'd want to increase your sensitivity or just play in a higher editing sense is going to be in games, a lot of the times, if you get shot from different directions, you're going to be panicking a little bit more. And I do like low sense in the sense that you have a lot more control. You can be a lot more accurate with your edits. But the problem is when it comes to a lower editing sensitivity, if you do mess up by say you try to go for an edit and you mess up, it's pretty much a GG's. You pretty much are dead. There's nothing you can do, because the closer you get to the wall, the more you have to move. And on top of that, say if you accidentally move a little bit too far to the left or the right, you can correct yourself a lot easier. So if you're in a box trying to edit out and you accidentally edit all the way over here, like I'm showing you in this clip, then you can easily catch yourself with a higher editing sensitivity. But if you played on a low editing sensitivity and you messed up that same edit, you're pretty much screwed. You're not going to be able to go for that edit. You're not going to be able to edit out of that box, just because the closer you are to that wall, the more you have to move. And if you play on a lower editing sensitivity, you can really screw you up. So a low editing sensitivity is very good for being very consistent in the fact that you're going to be able to have a lot more control over your builds. But say in a very tough situation where you're getting spammed by every controller player in the game, and you got miniguns shooting at you, drum guns, you need to have a very high editing sensitivity just in case, because in that situation, you're going to be panicking, because when you're in creative just free building by yourself, you're not going to be panicking. You have all the time in the world to make that decision, to make the edit, so you're going to be a lot more consistent and creative as opposed to actual games. So whenever you're in a really tight situation, having that higher sensitivity will in fact save you quite a bit of the time, but you have to find the right sensitivity for yourself, because if you have it on too high of a sensitivity, when it comes to the normal edits that you want to do, it can be a little bit too much. And of course, for myself, I play on 240 FPS, so I do have a lot more control than maybe a lot of you guys who play on 60 FPS. So it definitely is something to keep in mind when you are choosing the right editing sensitivity for you. But as I just mentioned, the rule of thumb that you want to have is having you want to have the highest editing sensitivity that you can without having a crazy sensitivity like a 2.6 and you can't control it whatsoever. So having that right balance and being a little bit on the faster side, I think is going to be a very good move, and it's going to help you guys out a ton when it comes to being a lot more consistent and just being a lot better and a lot quicker and just saving you a ton when it comes to those tight situations. And the other thing that you really want to change as well, and I know a lot of you guys probably already have this, but it is very, very important. And my bad if the controller is kind of on the screen covering what I'm trying to say, but this is the auto open doors. And you always want to have this on. So I know a lot of you guys may be a little bit newer to the game, or maybe a lot of you guys haven't seen this setting before, but you always want to have auto open doors, and for a very, very good reason. And a lot of you guys, like I said, probably already noticed, but I want to explain it really quick for maybe you guys who don't understand. So you always want to have auto open doors, because when you're going for an edit, and like I said, in those tough situations where you're getting shot from multiple directions, you're going to be panicking a little bit more, and sometimes you might miss that edit. And if you have the auto open doors, even if you choke the 3 edits on the corner and you accidentally just edit the 2 squares, I guess, down consecutively, and it makes a door, just in case you accidentally do that, you really don't lose a whole lot of momentum. Of course, you lose just a little bit, as you can see when I'm running. When I open the door, it's a slight momentum loss, but it's nothing compared to if you don't have it on and the door just completely cucks you, and then you have to open the door and it slows you down tremendously. And especially in a game like Fortnite, when you really need to compete for high ground, you're maybe build battling another player, and you mess up your edit just even one time, that's pretty much guaranteed high ground for the other player. But if you do have this setting on with auto open doors, a lot of times, even if you do make a couple mistakes, it's not going to be a big deal, just because you're going to be able to continue that kind of momentum. And like the same thing applied to the first tip that I gave you guys when I told you guys to raise your sensitivity just a little bit, just because when it comes to maybe making a mistake, you can correct yourself a lot faster. Which, just as I mentioned earlier, that could be the difference between you having high ground and winning the fight, and you not having high ground and then you losing. So having those settings like auto open doors and a little bit higher editing sensitivity kind of are safety nets for maybe messing up your edits a couple times. And the last thing that you guys want to change is you want to have an extremely low right analog stick dead zone. As far as your left analog stick, so the move analog dead zone, this is going to be when you're moving left to right, and you don't want to have any stick drift at all, because for instance, if you're trying to pop a medkit in game and you are having stick drift on your left analog stick, it's just going to be a major problem, because you're going to try to pop a mini, or you're going to try to pop a med kit, and then your analog stick is going to be drifting a little bit, and it's going to cancel any sort of progress that you made on any of your heals. So you don't want to have any stick drift whatsoever on your left analog stick, your move dead zone. But as far as your look dead zone, this is the dead zone that you want to have very, very low. If you're having a little bit of stick drift, it's not a problem whatsoever, and actually can be a little bit of a benefit for a few reasons. But one of the major things that you really want to have is that low right stick dead zone, because the lower dead zone that you have on your analog stick, the more responsive it's going to feel and the better it's going to be. So of course I have a little bit of stick drift, but it's nothing major to the point where it's going to mess me up in game, and actually it's going to give me an advantage having that lower dead zone. And the reason why I brought this up, because I know a lot of you guys play on extremely high dead zones. So right now I'm currently on a point, I think it's 0.06. So just one notch above the lowest dead zone that you can have. And I would honestly recommend playing on as low dead zones as you can. Obviously, if you have an older controller, you're going to have a lot more stick drift, and it's going to be a lot harder to, control the stick drifting all over the place. But if you're just having a little bit of stick drift, it's not a big deal whatsoever, and I would recommend playing on the lowest dead zones that you can for your right analog stick. Your left one, like I said, you want no stick drift, because if you're trying to pop a med kit, you're not going to be able to get it off in game. But like I just mentioned, as far as the dead zone when it comes to your right analog stick, you want to have it as low as you possibly can. And I moved it down from, I used to play on a 0.8, now down to a 0.6. And I tried 0.5, I felt like it was just a little bit too low. I felt like I was getting a little bit more stick drift than I wanted. But 0.06 for right now is something that I really like. And this is going to be the dead zone that I'm playing on. So I really recommend lowering your dead zones. It makes everything feel a lot quicker, everything feel a lot more responsive, which in turn is going to help you guys out a ton with every aspect in the game, as far as editing, building, aiming, everything in between. So obviously this video is specifically on editing, and that's going to help out quite a bit. So the lower dead zone, having the auto open doors feature on, and raising your editing sensitivity just a little bit, obviously not too high because you don't want to be out of control, but raising it just a little bit is going to give you a lot of safety net when it comes to editing. And these are the settings that you really want to put on and try out to help you guys out a ton when it comes to editing. So with that being said, that is going to wrap it up for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys found this video very helpful, make sure you guys do drop a like, make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, make sure you guys do turn on those post notifications so you guys get notified for every single new video. And as well, I do live stream every single day here on the channel, so if you guys want to catch me when I'm live streaming, I play solos every single day. If that's your thing, definitely stop by. Like I said, I stream every single day on this channel at about 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you guys do come by my live streams, turn on those post notifications so you guys can see when I'm streaming. But with that being said, I appreciate you guys watching the video, and alright guys, I'll see you next video.